Welcome back to the 78 podcast. Max, this is unprecedented times.
It's weird. I don't like it.
I'm looking you in the eye.
Yeah.
Looking at you in the eye.
I'm a bit too autistic for this, I'll be honest.
Well, I've just been watching Love on the Spectrum, actually.
Oh, well.
Good show. Very heartwarming.
Yeah, I cried. I'm not going to lie. Especially when the... I'm a big crier.
I haven't finished it.
Oh,
I've got 3 episodes left.
I'll shut the front door because what I was about to say happens at the end. But
well, yeah, don't.
I'm a big crier in film and TV.
Well, that's not what this podcast is about, though.
Yeah, this is a film and TV podcast, as we established last week.
Well, last week it's, let's just move on, shall we?
Do you cry in film?
More as I get older.
I found that.
I found watching Boy Swallows Universe.
Bit of crying?
A little bit. Held back tears.
Bit of blubbering.
I went,
I'm too tough for this. Boys don't cry.
Boys just swallow universe.
They do. And boys do cry, for those listening that think they're too tough.
Yeah, it's true. You're not too tough.
But, mate, it's an exciting time. 78 and Amped. We've got our own... I've murdered the name of our own show then. 78 Amped. It's a privilege to be here. It's a new studio. We haven't had a studio before.
The studio audience are a bit quiet, but that's fine. We can...
Well, just got blue balls in the back.
We do.
I'm not kidding.
Big blue balls.
Big blue balls. But it's a pleasure to be here. We thank you, everyone, for tuning in, for watching now, which is going to be weird.
Yeah. Shout out to the... let's do a wave at the YouTube audience. Let's make it real weird.
Hello. We're still getting used to you. You're still getting used to us.
We're very much still getting used to you. This feels quite odd.
It is. But I thought I'd bless the space. Well, I'd bless you with a gift.
Oh, thank you. That's so kind.
It's not a religious gift. I thought I'd give you a gift that I was hoping you'd wear for the rest of the show.
Absolutely.
So
I'll be honoured.
Those are my best Caltech specs. I went to a lot of trouble. Well, I think you look cool.
Thanks.
I went to a lot of trouble to find them. They don't sit perfectly on your nose, though.
Yeah, are they a bit crooked? Feels like they're a bit like that.
Yeah. Is that your face or the sunglasses?
I think it's my nose.
No, that's better.
They've got a bit of a crooked nose.
I think you look good.
Thanks.
Well, it's a great start to the podcast.
Yeah, I've got a gift for you too.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. You already know what this is, but let's pretend like you don't.
You really didn't have to.
I didn't.
I genuinely don't know if it's not the... Oh, it is that. Yeah.
It is this.
Okay. Thanks.
We'll go back to that.
We'll come back to that. I know what that is. But it's the size of a house, truth be told.
It's fucking enormous. And frankly, not going to be easy to unroll with one hand. Do you want me to hold one side?
You hold one. We'll do like a reveal. Oh, no, after you. Jeez, you didn't take very good quality care of this, did you?
It went all right. It's upside down.
Well, you hold that. I'll hold this.
Yeah, all right. Yeah.
It's Why didn't we get microphone arms?
We should get microphone arms. No, we should just hold it that way.
As you can... Far out.
Hang on. Let go. There you go. You hold
if
on.
I swear, we're going to get demonetized. So
this
was our debut at Full Tilt Festival. For those that don't know what Full Tilt Festival is, it's a metal festival here in Brisbane, which is in Australia. And this was our first little festival. There's a few signatures there.
One of those signatures isn't in the band that he signed for anymore.
No, he's not, but that's okay. Look, it's a nice souvenir, and it's a sign of where we've come from.
We might put her up on a wall, maybe.
Maybe. We need some...
Next week, if we're up, if it's up, you'll know.
Some strong blue tack, maybe. Just let that go.
It's thick. That's thick paper. That's a good GSM. That's a
good size.
That's a high GSM.
I don't know what that means.
Grams per square meter. It's a measure of paper thickness.
Grams per square meter.
Like a 180. That's a high GSM.
So what's a low GSM then?
Like a 60. Like a 40.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Welcome to Paper Chat.
So what's the difference then between like a... As you improve the GSM, does it get closer to cardboard?
Yeah, that's a high GSM. Because like thicker paper is going to be heavier per square meter.
So at what point do you differentiate between paper and cardboard?
I could literally get the expert in the room right now if you want me to.
No, I just want you to... You're the son of the expert.
I don't know. Couldn't tell you.
No good.
Yeah.
Well, actually, we should get the experts... We'll give the experts a shout out. We won't say them by name, but our landlords for the studio space.
Yeah, good on them.
Good on them.
Thanks for having us. It's lovely.
They were 2 of our 20 fans, so...
They have to listen to the podcast now. Literally, they can hear it.
Well, they're actually behind the camera, which is it's a bit daunting, which is why you can tell we're a bit hesitant and nervous. Not just because we're talking to each other in person, and I'm not in the comfort of my own home, but it's a good start.
Yeah. Look, speaking of good starts, every week we've been trying to bring something new.
We have been.
And this week's no exception, just because we're in a new space. We're not counting that as the new thing, are we?
No, it's not. Well, no, we forward sold last week.
What did you bring? What's new?
Oh, I'm going first. Okay.
Well, you don't have to. I can.
Well, something new, Max. As we haven't really emphasised that this is a music podcast because we've been talking about
it's an architectural design podcast.
TV shows. We may as well be on grand designs at this rate. But I did bring something new, and it's going to give you the ick.
Oh, no.
So I was at the gym this afternoon, sweating bullets. The aircon broke, and it felt like 45 degrees according to the weather radar today. So
Good Life, Carindale?
Well, we're not giving away our geographical locations, are we?
No, that's just a separate place. I'm not asking about your gym. I'm just saying a place.
Well, it's not the place anyway.
Yeah.
I do go to not that gym. I go to that chain of gyms. And, my earphones are sweating because of the profuse sweat coming from my head.
Yeah.
And it skipped a song. And I've discovered some guilty pleasure songs that become great in the gym.
Oh, no.
And it's like TikTok-y, like the classic...
Do you mean by Kesha?
No.
Okay.
Like TikTok dance songs.
Okay.
So...
Macabar.
Similar.
Oh, okay.
But not that.
Okay.
No,
what do you got for us?
They're upcoming DJs. So there's a guy called KSLV... No? KSLV No? It's not a name that rolls off the tongue.
Yeah, no.
This is a really awkward part of the show. KSLV No.
Bring it to the gang.
No?
No.
But, jeez. If you want to feel like you weigh 1,500 kilos and you can shift the...
I don't need to try. That's the YouTube viewers can see this now.
Oh, you stumped me. I don't know what to say.
Anyway, yeah, so KSLV, meow.
Well, you don't need... Now I feel like I need to... These glasses have changed you. For all those watching,
Sam's at the gym.
I would have supported him.
Sam's at the gym.
In what
He's
said,
benching 180.
It's not true.
He's benching 180. Right.
I don't bench 180, but I put this in my ears and I swear to God...
You could.
I lifted 20 kilos heavier. So
Let's
KSLV, no, I reckon. Disaster. There's a song there that's... Oh, fuck me. Hits me between the eyes.
Let's go. Let's hear it. On a live react.
Oh, live react.
Yeah.
Righto. Jeez, this is
I've not heard this song. Or at least I don't think I have.
This is really embarrassing. What if you don't like it?
What if I just get down and start doing push-ups?
I think you should. Here you go.
It's giving Turkish rave.
It is.
Oh, I have heard this song.
It's good.
Yeah.
If you want to lift 15 kilos, 20 kilos heavier...
There's a lot of...
Distortion?
No, like a lot... I was going to say like a lot of like Call of Duty videos on TikTok that are to this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then there's a little... 238 million plays.
That's a lot of plays.
That's a lot of TikTok.
But I get it. All right.
Here we go.
Oh, sorry.
This is the part. You're walking into the gym. You're the toughest guy in the world.
Yes.
You'd be used to it, those shades. Uh-oh.
I can see that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
So KSLV, no. That's my something new.
I like that. I like that a lot.
I got very nervous then.
What, for playing it live?
Just the whole thing.
I liked it.
I don't have my notes.
I do have to edit the song in because it's not really like hearable on the microphone.
Oh,
so I'm going to edit that in underneath our talking. It's going to be fucking around the ass. I
We're
don't know
not-
why I
we-
did it to myself.
No.
My something new, also TikTok-y,
Would you like me to ask you what your something new is so you
If
didn't
you-
bring it in yourself?
if you want to.
Yeah, maybe.
Go
What's
for it.
your something new, Max?
So my something new, also TikTok-y.
Okay.
It's...
TikTok's quite it's taken the amped world by storm, hasn't it?
I'll tell you what, it's like we're two 20-somethings that are caught in a millennial doom cycle.
I'll tell you what, I've posted that many times to TikTok in the last 2 weeks. Thank you to all our 200 new followers in the space of a week. I'm stoked with that. We're a small
humble
little podcast. So
true.
your support means the world, and that's not sarcasm, even though it sounded like it.
Follow Sam on the Amped podcast channels.
Follow Amped.
But mostly his face, because as you can tell, this ain't good for camera. I've covered half of it, haven't I?
Well, I thought I brought them as your confidence sunglasses.
My thing also TikTok-y.
Yes.
I've been catching a lot of clips of this, and I kind of wanted to know more. So I did some digging.
That's good.
Have you heard... I haven't told you what it is, so calm down. You might not like it yet.
Oh.
The T-Pain cover of War Pigs has been getting around.
I don't even know what War Pigs is.
By Black Sabbath.
No.
Generals gathered in their masses. That one?
I think you have to sing another line.
All right.
One more.
What, like something with Black masses. Fuck, what is the second lyric?
Just Google it. I think I'd understand it better if you sang more.
Just like witches at Black masses. That's the second
No,
one.
one more. Sing the chorus.
Evil minds of plot destruction. All right, then we're out of that. Anyway, incredible cover. Ozzy Osbourne absolutely fucking loved it. Like
I knew the song.
Yeah, great. I knew you did. And so I was like, I need to know like where this has come from, and
yeah,
because he's like T-Pain, he's wearing this like satin shirt. He's looking
man,
real sexy.
The man can sing.
Got pipes, and he's not auto-tuned.
No, well, he is.
Well, as in like in.
But he's not auto-tuned to hit the notes.
Yeah, like you know the way that you would experience T-Pain in the 2009s.
You just refer to the audio. You broke the fourth wall again.
I did.
You can't do that.
This might get cut.
You can't break the fourth wall. We talked about this off camera.
This might have to get cut, but a mate of mine one time was making a sex tape with his missus, and she looked at the camera and he said, "Don't break the fourth wall."
Does he follow us?
I don't think so.
Oh, we can post it. It's fine.
Anyway, so I wanted to know more about this cover of War Pigs and
yes,
what it
back
came
to
from.
the topic at hand.
And turns out that T-Pain's released an entire album of covers.
I did see a couple.
Yeah, so he's got it's got a banging list. A Change Is Gonna Come by Sam Cooke.
Take your word for it.
You know it. Don't Stop Believin'. Yep.
Glee.
One. Yes. Stay With Me by Sam Smith. Yep.
That would suit him, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Life by Frank Sinatra. Yep. And a few other, a smattering others. But anyway, T-Pain goes to fucking town on all these covers. Like, I mean, like, he is nailing them. And it's a really good album.
I know you're being really serious right now. I'm looking at myself through your rainbow-reflected sunnies.
Does this help? T-Pain nails these covers.
That just makes me feel like the door shouldn't be shut.
Anyway, the album's
don't
called
mind that.
On Top of the Covers by T-Pain. If you have seen the War Pigs reference, yeah, man, I'm talking directly to them. You don't count anymore. If you've seen...
I'm not even looking... I'm looking at myself in the mirror.
There's a mirror, which is also really off-putting. If you have seen the cover, want to know what it's from, T-Pain On Top of the Covers, excellent album.
Okay. Well, we'll probably insert this in the video somewhere.
Generals gathered in blood masses, just like witches at Black masses.
But we just did it then. But look, there's a lot to talk about apart from other things that are new, Max. We've got Hottest 100 coming up, and for Australian music fans, it's a big deal.
It is a big deal. Even almost, I would say, world music fans. Like, not many of them.
Not
like
many.
People that have met Australians overseas.
Yeah. I'd say you don't listen to Triple J or enter into the Hottest 100 unless you've posted on Instagram to say you've entered.
Well, what's the point of entering if you don't post on Instagram? Not like everyone listening to the fucking music. Come on.
It's true. Look how unique my music taste is.
I just find that really funny from you specifically. It's just quite funny.
Well,
because you do have quite a unique. To be honest, that sounded facetious. You do have quite a good music taste, quite a unique music taste.
Well, I run a music podcast with you, mate. It's got to be broad.
The ironic part being that I think I have quite a generic music taste.
Yeah, well, we're going to dive into that anyway because I've got a list of things we need to go through.
Yep.
So we've got our personal top 10.
Yep.
We've got who we think will make the top 10.
Yep.
And then we've got the dark horses who we think will make the top 100.
Ooh, like a left of field.
Left of field.
Okay. All right, I like that.
Like a left of field.
That's not right.
Yeah, but fuck. Swings and roundabouts.
That's true.
Makes no sense into what we were talking about. But
it's hard to balance your laptop when you cross your legs, isn't it? This is going to look really weird on camera. I'm on like all sorts of angles. I've been leaning.
Yeah, you're not even facing the... Yeah, that's better. Just face that way.
Hello.
Just do the podcast like that. I'll talk to you. You just talk to the camera. No, see, no, it wasn't. It was funny the first time.
It's really uncomfortable. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, yeah. Top 10s. Let's go, Sam.
Whoa. We're circling back.
But I don't think it's necessary.
I do.
Oh. The chaos.
I don't know whether it's because you played us some bloopers that we're never allowed to show.
Some of them are pretty good. So I'm going to post most of those to the feed. The fans will love them. So many fans might not love them, but that's fine.
Well, for those listening, because you will not hear it, Max made an Enya joke that would get us cancelled for the rest of eternity.
I think if we ever get a Patreon, I might post it there.
There's a lot we'd need to edit for the common consumer.
Oh yeah, if you're not.
But to be fair, if we started a Patreon, it'd be well and truly
deserted.
Worth the investment.
Oh, that too. Yeah.
Well and truly what?
Deserted.
Well, no, because mum and dad we're not brothers, but we've got two. We got mum and dad between. There's two mums, two dads.
Yeah,
it's a complicated relationship.
I've got the two dads.
I thought this show was going to be serious. You've just completely hijacked me.
Anyway, you gave me these and thought, nah, he'll be right. Yeah, fucking right.
Well, that was for your confidence, and look at how much. Or
Do
how
you
far
regret
you've
it now,
come.
don't you?
No, I don't regret it at all. I think you look absolutely handsome and
thanks, babe.
Just befitting of a podcast role.
Thanks, babe.
But we're going through Hottest 100 now.
Yeah. I want your top 10.
Well, it's ironic we were talking shit on Instagram posters before, because I did put this on Instagram and I did get a few messages, which is what you want when you post your music
100%
taste online. You want people to engage and go, geez, you've got great taste. And, what I lack in clothing taste, I make up for in music taste. So I've gone for quite a diverse spread. Top 10 for my top 10. I'm going to cut that part.
Yep.
I'm just trying to say it clean for the socials.
Thank you.
My top 10 for the Hottest 100, Maxi. I've got Ever by the Vans. I've got 10 by Fred Again. Big Blind by The Story So Far. The Summoning by Sleep Token.
Ooh.
Low by Scissor.
Mm-hmm.
I went from 5 to 6 really quickly then. Radio On by Sophisticated Dingo. Got Me Started by Troye Sivan. I've miscounted on my fingers here. Rush by Troye Sivan.
Double Troy.
Rumble by Skrillex.
Oh.
And Let Me Go by Daniel Caesar.
Okay.
So for all those people on the camera, I've counted to 12 or 11, but I'm only counting to 10.
It's true. I like those.
Yeah.
What would you say your top 3?
Top 3, I reckon, as in what I think will make it, or my favourite.
Your favourites.
Big Blind by The Story So Far was a big one for me in 2023.
Nice.
Troye Sivan, obviously. Either of them probably got me started over Rush. Banger. And then Daniel Caesar was another big one for me. That album, Never Enough. Great live. From what I could hear over the 18-year-old screaming.
And bumping into you while they're dancing.
It's a story for another time.
I like that.
Thank you. What about you, Max? Your diverse Hottest 100.
It's really not. You'll go, fuck, aren't these all the same song?
Yeah.
I've got I Want You by The Boys. I've got How Many Dreams by DMA. Last of Your Kind by The Vans. New Bottega by Torn Foot. Feet, Azalea Banks. Bad Idea Right by Olivia Rodrigo. Can't say that one. Olivia Rodrigo. Black Brittany by Miss Kanina.
I've lost count again. Fuck.
That would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Samantha Jones by Miss Matilda Pearl, friend of the show. Adam by Lottie Gallagher. My House, Your House by Divers. And Fade Away by Rest for the Wicked.
You love the Divers, boys, don't you?
They're fucking red hot. Hopefully going to get them on the show this year.
I hope so.
Yeah.
The year is young.
It
If we can't get them on the show by this time next year,
we are not.
I don't think many people will know if we don't.
No.
That's okay.
My top 3 out of those.
Yes.
I'll be lying if I didn't say that the Olivia Rodrigo song
You need help.
didn't absolutely shred through my ears at all times this year.
Is that a saying?
No. You're right. My House, Your House by Divers is getting a run.
Of course.
And I think Black Britney by Miss Kanina. Really good.
Hit the spot.
Yeah, he really hit the spot. Mint Bickies.
And Bickies.
Mint Bickies.
Ah.
Yeah.
Wouldn't know. I don't like that. Actually, before we get into who we think's going to make it, can we talk about this wax thing here? Because you put this on the table.
Yeah.
And I should do what they do on ASMR videos and like get ready with me.
They should start doing that at Antiques Roadshow.
So we have a 1924 Percival watch. Let me just get that in focus. Have you got that there? Oh, fantastic. So I think in this condition, at this price point, you can expect anything from $2.95 to 3p.
Hey chat, it's me, Antiques Roadshow. Get ready with me. We're at a castle.
This castle's different from the last castle we went to. This one's in Scotland, whereas the other one was just outside Scotland. And it's going to be really exciting. It's going to be cold, it's going to be raining, and I've got plenty of antiques to try and sell. I'm looking for about $500, but I'm going to settle for $2.50.
I reckon there's not that much difference between Antiques Roadshow and Pawn Stars.
What?
You know Pawn Stars?
Oh,
The
PAW.
Yeah.
It's very similar.
Yeah.
It's just one's more posh.
Heaps American.
Yeah, and the other's heaps British.
Yeah.
Which one?
Essentially, it's the same thing.
But which one would you prefer to be on?
I do want to meet the guy from Pawn Stars.
Which one? The bald bloke.
Yeah.
That goes.
Not the old guy who's dead. Hard to meet him now. Not hard, but less exciting.
There's a couple that died, isn't there?
Well, yeah, but one of the bald guy's sons, not the one who's on the show, like another one.
Oh, right.
He's certainly not on the show now.
But the bald guy's the one that goes.
Man, I feel bad about that. That was really bad. Sorry.
I didn't really take notice. He goes, "Oh, nice photo, man. That's insanely rare. How much do you want for it?"
I got a buddy.
No, how much do you want for it?
$25,000.
I'll give you $1,000. Take it or leave it.
I couldn't possibly part with it for $1,000. I'll take.
Have a good day.
$96,000.
Have a good day. I don't like that. It makes me really uncomfortable because I don't like conflict. So.
I've never been a good hagglist.
No.
Now, Hottest 100.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I was about to go down a rabbit hole.
Yeah, no, it's not.
No, back on track. Hottest 100. Well, we didn't even get into this.
Oh, yeah, well.
What is this?
What do you want? It's a candle of a gnome.
Have you
Any
ever
further
burnt
questions? No. Gnome. I haven't.
No wonder no one listens to the fucking show. Anyway.
Yeah. What were your other categories that we had to get into?
Who we think
is going to win?
Well, not who's going to win, but just artists we genuinely think are going to make the top 10. Top 10.
Look, Doja Cat's looking fierce for top 10.
Yeah. Well, I think we should, again, with socials in mind, if you're watching the long form video, then we should, you should follow us on Instagram, TikTok, 78amped.
Yep.
Because you'll see what this video is about to be. So, Max, I want you to rattle off who you think is going to make the hottest 100. Top 10.
Top 10. I'm feeling good. Feeling good for Doja Cat.
Paint the town red.
Yep. I'll be honest. I'm feeling good. I am feeling good for Olivia Rodrigo.
Yep.
Local acts, I think Pacific Avenue have a good chance.
With what?
Ooh.
Strawberry cheesecake.
Strawberry Daydream, yeah.
That's what I said.
Yeah. I'm feeling good for... who else is going to have a good run this year?
In your own time.
Thank you.
You're not the one that has to edit this.
I have to edit a version of this.
It's not a competition. Scissor, I think. Kill Bill will be up there.
Yeah, that'll be in there for sure.
Troye Sivan, will he make a feature? Is it too late for a push?
No, I think he's had a good run.
Rush?
I think there's an outside chance that Kylie Minogue could make it with Padum Padum. I say that as either that song is going to not make the list at all or make top 10.
I haven't seen it on all the Instagram posts I've seen.
That's what I mean. So it's either not in there at all. But the thing is, like, remember when the Wiggles won?
Yeah, that was...
Like, I didn't see a single person.
No, but that was arguably... Oh, whoops, I dropped an envelope.
Oh.
Under the table.
Controversial.
You know who you are. Rumble, Skrillex.
Fred again more than Skrillex. I think Fred again's got way more chance than Skrillex. Dom Dollar, obviously. He's getting in there.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Is it obvious?
I think so.
Oh.
I think if Dom Dollar doesn't make top 10, I'll give you $1.
Taylor Swift?
No.
You don't think she'll make it?
Not a chance.
I think she will.
Okay. Maybe as a cover. There was... I know that was this year. I was going to say there was a cover for like a version, but...
G-Flip.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's next year.
Could be. Side note, if we're just going to... Quick sidebar. The Royal Otis cover of Murder on the Dance Floor.
Very good.
Really good.
Really good.
Really good.
There's been some good Leica versions lately.
Yeah, I've been a fan.
I can rattle off about 3 or 4 that I've actually enjoyed.
Yeah.
Of about 12. But when you play the odds, that's pretty good.
That's not bad. You had one final category, didn't you?
I did. Dark Horse.
Dark Horse.
Who do we think is going to sneak into the top 100? I've got one that was in my top 10. I've got Radio On by Sophisticated Dingo.
I hope so. Hope the boys get in there.
Even just in the 90s to 100s, I just think sneaky chance.
That'd be good. I'd like to see that actually. I'm just trying to have a little think.
Made to the show.
They are mates of the show. Shout out, Lou. Stare down the barrel of the gun for that one.
You forgot the name of the other bloke, didn't you?
I would interview him, so it doesn't. I don't know.
You
Doesn't
didn't
exist.
interview either of them.
Yeah. Watch me give a fuck.
Jeez, you're tough.
I'd like to think that Greta Ray could get in. She had a good album this year.
Well,
Who else? Eliza Rose, following up Baddest of Them All, with Pleasure Peak. That was a good song. I'm hoping that gets back in.
Pleasure Peak.
And it's a good question, Sam.
I know, I put you on the spot.
If you can't tell, I'm quickly scrolling my music feed.
They weren't worried.
They weren't. Friends of the show, Ivy, I hope get in.
Did they drop new music?
They dropped new music. We interviewed them this year.
My memory's shit.
That's okay.
Look, it's going to be an interesting count. I'm slurring my words. We shouldn't do a podcast at this hour again.
It is late. I've got to go to Woolworths after this.
Do you actually?
Yeah.
What time does Woolies close?
9 after you got the one at the airport. This is fucking niche content.
There are going to be so many social clips, though. I don't know whether I'm just going to put them all together or like, yeah, this is good.
I'll leave that to you.
Yeah, wow. So what do you have to get?
All the groceries for the week. But yeah, it'll be a good count, I think. I'm
think
excited.
so.
I'm excited.
Will it be rigged again?
I don't think it was rigged. I think that's a conspiracy theory that you're bringing to the table.
Well, last time I heard, John down the road said that Alex and Matt rigged it.
Yeah.
And that their count was about 100 to 1 to a normal person. So when they voted for Elephant...
Yeah. Elephant can't melt steel counts.
Yeah, righto.
This has been an experimental first episode filmed.
Look, people will either think it's that dry that it's hilarious, which is not at all.
You know when you watch something really shit and you'll love it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what we're going for?
I hope so.
Well, that's why we sort of designed the set the way we have. It's very bland. We've got a plant, we've got a gnome, a photo.
Bit dusty for a plastic plant.
But to be fair, given the prep time we had...
Yeah, that's true.
It should be better.
Yeah. Next week we might have a poster.
Yeah, I think so.
I probably won't have sunglasses on.
I think maybe we should bring each other a gift every week. It doesn't have to be expensive.
There's going to be so much shit in here.
Yeah, but that's not bad. We can design it. We can design the new set.
That's true.
Just gifts.
Yeah.
Free gifts. Doesn't have to be anything crazy.
Okay.
Things from around the house that you might want to re-gift or...
I'll think about it.
Yeah, just have a think. Just dwell on it over the week.
Sam, we've mentioned it a few times, but if people want to catch us on air, online, on their apps, Sam, if people want to like and subscribe, Sam, where would they go?
To their phone, usually.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Well, Maxie, first guest of 2024. We're kicking off with a big one. We are joined by Tim from the synth pop band you might know as The Midnight. Tim and his cat, I should say as well. Lads, how's it going?
It's going very well. Thank you so much for having me. Yes, I've got one of our cats here. His name is Binks, and he's currently sniffing and smelling my phone. And he just wanted to be part of the podcast. He's joined the band. He is a brilliant synth player. He's very understated and tasteful.
I could see a cat really getting into just working on the pads, just making sure that the beautiful the backing comes through nicely.
Be like the soft.
Yeah, touch. And then we sample a little meow now and then. It's just it's the new wave.
Well, he's very welcome. But Tim, going to you more importantly, we start the podcast the same way every single week. Our listeners, it's become a bit of a meme with our listeners now, but it's an important question nonetheless. And that is to get inside your Spotify playlist, your Apple Music, whatever you use, and get an idea of what you've been spinning lately.
Oh, let me see. Let me open it up right now. I'll be honest. I always feel a little bit guilty when I say this because my girlfriend is very much the sort of the one who listens to tons of new music, and she'll go on playlists and seek out new music, and she'll send me tracks all the time. And I'm finishing our new album right now, and especially when I'm sort of in finishing album mode, I very guiltily I really don't listen to a lot of other music, not so much because of any deeper reason, but really when I'm done, I will listen to our mixes and be highly critical and, oh, this has got to change and I need to add this. And then when I'm done with all that, I like to listen to podcasts. So I'm a huge podcast head. And so literally every day, and mostly, film and kind of nerdy stuff like that. But so this is my medium. But I'll tell you one I came across a few years ago, actually, and my girlfriend sent it to me just yesterday, is Note Taker, and the track's called Infinite. That one is a jam. And then I recently discovered Oliver Tree. Have you heard of him? He's pretty big. Yes,
love Oliver Tree.
Super dope. Just there, I came across a track called With You, which is such a jam. So there's always stuff. About a year ago, our sax player, Justin Clunk, introduced me to, I love a good smooth jazz. Give me some 80s or 90s smooth jazz. Bob James, and, I grew up listening to Pat Metheny. And I had never heard of the Rippingtons, but there's a live album from Los Angeles. And there's a track from that, which is the live version of a song called Weekend in Morocco. With David Benoit, and it's just such sort of heavy Pat Metheny influences in the chord progressions and their stuff too. And then I've been listening a lot to the Goo Goo Dolls because I went on a road trip with my girlfriend after New Year, and we were blasting Baby's Black Balloon and Long Way Down and Name and all those jams. But probably everyone listening have already fallen asleep and have turned off their iPods and are just like, this guy was born in 1875, and he's I don't know, but that's what I've been listening to.
You bring up the Goo Goo Dolls, but I reckon that, I guess, period of time, that sort of alt rock genre in general gets a lot of shit, but Iris, I reckon, one of the best songs written of all time.
Amazing.
I'll put it out there.
Just so good. And also brilliant that the chorus is just the verse an octave up higher. It's just, the verse is da 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 when I don't want the world to see me because I don't think that they understand. It's just the verse melody, but it works and it's just so good. And the string arrangements and the little time signature changes, it's really cleverly done, but it's done in the best songs are always done where it's very subtle, where you don't notice how well it's put together, but there's quite a lot of work in that arrangement. It's very cleverly done.
There's something to that simplicity where it just is so you don't realize it until you said it's so subtle, you don't realize it until someone points it out. You're like, oh shit, yeah, it is. It's exactly the same melody.
Yep. Simplicity is, for me at least, always what I strive towards, but it's also, for the most part, is the hardest thing to obtain, because if you don't get it right, it's boring and it doesn't work. So, if you can get to simplicity with the fewest elements, and it still works, that's when I would say most art is at its strongest, when you remove the clutter and the noise.
That's surprisingly profound off the back of the Goo Goo Dolls, but
I was talking about life, but sure, we can talk about Goo. No, I was kidding. I was trying to sound really deep, but yeah, I guess that applies to life too. Sure, make me sound intelligent. I'll take it.
Look, let's dive into the Midnight, and for fans who may not know, you guys have this sort of beautiful and iconic aesthetic is what I was going for.
Iconic, I love it. I'll buy that for $1.
Well, he got there eventually. There was a bit of stutter there.
Yeah, I was really fighting with the vocabulary coming out of my brain. But
I was like, just say it. Just say it. Yes, iconic. Finally.
Been waiting for someone to drop that one. It's it's very nostalgic. It leans into this kind of 80s aesthetic that goes with the synthwave music that you guys produce. Curious to talk about how you and Tyler came together and kind of what bonded you to that kind of aesthetic when you were first starting out with the band.
Yeah, it was. I think. I think I was at a place in my life that was sort of the perfect time to meet a guy like Tyler. So I was born and raised in Denmark. Grew up with an English father, Danish mom, but I lived in Denmark for most of my life. And I was just about to move to America, and this is like back in 2012. And I went there for a few months to kind of meet some people and make some music. And I met Tyler there, spring of 2012, and I had just come out of a breakup, and I was wanting to move to LA and really ready to sort of step into the next phase of my life. I was very done with Denmark. The music scene was not for me, and I just loved the freedom. I loved LA at the time, still do, but I've been here for 10 or 11 years. I guess it's 11 years coming up to now. And I met Tyler where we were supposed to write for other people, but I remember just listening to his music right before I went down to the session and in the studio and went, oh, this guy's really amazing. His lyrics are beautiful. I love his voice. And so I went into that session. I remember just saying to him, do you want to just make something? Because usually it's sort of like a songwriting blind date where you go, all right, let's write something upbeat, maybe for something for Taylor Swift or Britney or, this is my old references for 10 years ago. So it was like, that was the pretense of why we were putting the session together by our publishers at the time. And I remember just going, do you want to just make some music? And I started playing some piano chords, and he said, oh, I like that. And then I let that loop play so he could write to it. And I remember going and getting us a coffee and coming back like 15 minutes later, and he had already written these beautiful verses. And that song eventually became the first song we wrote together, called We Move Forward, which is on our first EP, Days of Thunder, which came out in 2014. And that was the beginning. And it was one of those where we went, well, this is weird and we don't know what this is, but this is fun. It felt like this fun sandbox, the creative sandbox to kind of play in. And it was just this fun, weird thing. And it actually took us a long time to figure out what it was. As I said, I worked for about a year on that first EP. And first it was going to be, are we indie pop? And are we, how indie do we go? And then at the end of the day, I remember just going, I want to do everything I can't do when I'm working with sort of traditional major label top 40 type artists, and everything that is being played on radio at that time. You just couldn't get away with that strong of a sort of an 80s aesthetic that hard. And so that sort of became my guiding light from a production standpoint, was if it feels like it's a little too much, add more, and I think I just went all in, and I wanted there to be a very confident statement from the get-go. And for that reason, it took me a little longer to kind of really get there. But I think I'm glad, I'm glad I took that time, and I'm glad Tyler gave me the freedom to really play with these tracks, and that became Days of Thunder, which was just an EP that came out in 2014. That was the beginning of it all.
There's a lot to digest there, but I'm going to jump a little bit further back there
Yeah.
because I'm interested in what you said about you weren't really vibing with the Denmark music scene at the time. And we've spoken to a few bands from Australia that have moved to LA, bands like Chase Atlantic, where
Oh, I
they're
love it. I didn't know they were from Australia. I thought they were from the UK for some reason.
no, they're from just up north,
Oh, that's so
where what
cool.
state we live in. But they were saying that they had to leave Australia because the Australian music scene probably wasn't the right, I guess, ground for their music to develop, and the American music
That
scene was
makes
a lot
sense.
more open to their music. So, I mean, from your experience, what's the Denmark scene like, and do you feel, why was it that you didn't necessarily gel with it?
I think Denmark is just a very small country, and it's a fantastic country. Our healthcare and the social systems that are there in place are just really amazing. It really is a fantastic country. No country's perfect, obviously, but in so many ways, it's a fantastic place to grow up. Very safe for the most part, and it's a small country, so you're not. There's 5 or 6 million. Um, that's the population in total. So you don't have there's just not things are changing a little bit, but especially at that time it was a lot of the samey stuff at very pop, a little on the cheesy side for my taste, just what major labels were signing, and not a huge underground scene, because you can't really build a career on just underground, because really isn't an underground. It's too small for that. So going to America, moving to LA, I came in with a completely different mindset. I just said to people and to myself, I just want to make music that makes me happy and makes me feel good. I want to work with cool people, and if I can't, then I'll just go home. And so that was kind of my ethos. I really didn't have a plan to become the next big thing, or I just wanted to make cool stuff that brought me joy and happiness. And Tyler and I clicked. We come from very different walks of life. He's from the South in the US, and I'm from Denmark, Scandinavia. But there's a little tiny sliver in the middle of that Venn diagram where we meet, and that's the midnight.
That's if that's not a recap of the music industry, then like in terms of how it brings people together, then nothing is. Your latest full length release, Heroes, kind of it's still keeping within that very nostalgic synthwave vibe, but it kind of is leaning into this straight up kind of stadium pop, big anthemic moments throughout the record. How important is it for you guys to sort of evolve that sound and make sure that it's still within the sandbox, as you called it, that you're playing in, but evolve your sound and make sure that you as artists are getting what you want out of the project, and writing songs that have growth for you guys?
Absolutely. That's very important for both of us. It is a small sandbox. The genre we came out of, synthwave, is it's almost, in my opinion, it's almost like the thing that makes it really fun and special and very niche is also the thing that if it could go the way of dubstep, how that went 10 years ago, where it just became so much, all about the drop, and just so into its own thing, and didn't devolve, that where it just dies. I know there's still people doing dubstep, but it's taken a new form, and I love, a huge fan of what Skrillex has done. He's taken the best parts and just taken a lot from UK music culture, and kind of let all the old stuff that really was a moment in time and let go, and then move forward. The same with synth goes for synthwave, in my opinion, and that's why it's a challenge always. It's always a challenge to keep it fresh and to keep it interesting. And Heroes was the third, to give a little bit of context. Heroes was the third album of a trilogy that we released. The first album of the trilogy, called Kids, back in 2018. And then in 2020 was Monsters. And then in 2022 was Heroes. And it's sort of a coming of age story. The kids is growing up. It's just youth and innocence and sort of bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and very optimistic. But then the undercurrent of the sort of cynicism of, as Tyler put it, failed capitalism in the 80s. It's sort of, we look back at the 80s now and we go, well, all that really didn't work, did it now? There's synthwave is what we want the 80s to be, but it wasn't what the 80s were. There was a lot of poverty and a lot of hard times in the 80s, and so it adds a different dimension to looking back at something that sort of very much homages the 80s and Steven Spielberg movies and all that stuff, which I am obsessed with. I love it. And then Monsters, the second album was of that trilogy, was sort of through the lens of a teenager, kind of hanging out in his or her bedroom and maybe connecting with his or her peers through, AIM chat rooms or, the early days of the internet, that kind of thing, watching his first horror movie. Yes, exactly. First horror movies. And we had fun in the artwork for that album of layering kind of, the books on the shelf. What kind of books is this person reading, this teenager, whether it's a boy or a girl? We tried to make this androgynous as we could, so as not to kind of label with any gender, but any posters, and is it Bloodsport, is it Terminator, is it all that stuff? And then Heroes is really growing up. It's growing into adulthood, moving away, leaving that bedroom behind, and starting a family, growing up, and all the challenges that come with that. And I think we were through a whole journey. We started wanting to do a whole grunge album, and then it was new wave, and then it was 2000s like Bloghouse, and it ended. It sort of clicked for us when we went, oh, it's stadium rock, it's Van Halen, it's Def Leppard, it's Whitesnake, it's Bryan Adams, it's all that stuff. And so I really approached it from that point of view, and we approached it from the writing stage as well, as something we wanted, songs that would feel great to sing live with people. And so that was kind of how we ended up with that. But yes, I'm working on our next album right now. I'm finishing it actually in the next few weeks.
Ooh, okay. I mean, you are heading down under, and that's sort of why you're chatting to us slightly bogan Aussies. But I don't know, you were here in 2019, but as I'm sure you might be aware, Aussie crowds are known for being a little bit rowdy. We like to get into it a little bit, but we're also prone to, well, I'm prone to the classic stand up the back with the arms folded and a drink in your hand, but you're having a good time. You just look disinterested. It's just an Australian thing. But, I mean, talk to us about how, you must be pumped to be coming down under, and what's the acceptable level you want Aussie fans to be involved with with a midnight show?
What's an acceptable level for Aussie fans to be involved?
Yeah, because if you don't set the boundaries, you're going to get either like fist fights in the mosh pit, or you're going to get a quiet room.
I think I need to pull up a spreadsheet or something to kind of show you a graph. There's the acceptable level of engagement level. I didn't. We went to LA. We went to Australia back in 2019 for the first time and played 2 shows. Played 3 shows because we played first Melbourne, then Sydney, and then we played Splendor in the Grass, which was amazing. And honestly, the first thing that I noticed was the people. I had never been to Australia before, and I love Australians. I'd worked with a bunch of Australian people coming to LA, and but I had never been there, and it really it actually reminded me very much of the Scandinavian people. And there was a warmth, and they were just lovely. And we had a fantastic reception. We played 2 fairly small rooms, like 500 to 800 cap rooms, I think. And it was amazing. People were so into it. I mean, we from day one have been incredibly blessed with just fans and the sweetest community of people. We don't really have the sort of navel gazy, too cool for school people. People that come to our shows are there because they love it and it gives them something, and they might come alone but leave having made a bunch of new friends, and it's the most beautiful thing. And we can't take credit for that. That's them. That's those people creating that, right? We're just playing music, but these people are what create the world around us. So it's exciting to come back again, and we're playing some bigger rooms, and I think we're playing 4 shows, and it's just going to be amazing. So I don't know what the appropriate level of excitement is. I think any level of excitement is great. I've had a career where for the first 10 years I had 0 level of excitement. So any level from now on is just it's great with me.
It sounds like Walls of Death. Welcome, in the mosh pit for the midnight. So you've heard it from the man himself.
Circle pits.
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'll be stage diving and
Bit of windmilling on stage. I could see it happening. You'll be fine.
Well, you should just throw. I've seen there's an Australian heavy band called Alpha Wolf, and I've seen their guitarist. He's brought in to Aussie tours. He throws his guitar into the audience, and just hopes he gets it back. So could we see like a synth being thrown into the audience, full on keyboard into the
chucking
front row?
a vintage Juno 106 into the audience. I want it back. Don't break it. Yeah.
Some Sydney siders making off with a fucking absolute steal there.
Yeah. Or just that we get sued from 10 people that broke their jaw, and I don't know. That's a good idea. Did you say they were named Alpha Wolf? That's a fantastic name, Alpha Wolf.
Yeah, Alpha Wolf.
I love a good name.
Yeah.
That's a good name.
They just released a new song with Ice-T, which is the strangest thing ever.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
That's amazing. Now I have to go check that out. Alpha Wolf and Ice-T. I came across our old stage tech a few years ago, told me about a genre. I'm old. I'm 44. He was a young, hip, new, fresh kid. He listens to what the kids like these days. And he was like, yeah, I'm very much into power violence. I was like, what? What is that? That's the genre. Power violence.
To be fair, I would say not that far from what Alpha Wolf is kind of.
That sounds like it, right?
The same
That's what made me think about it. Great, Alpha Wolf, the new Power Violence album. Love it.
What's power violence? I mean, that's now.
I still don't know.
Title.
I just love the name. It was very aggressive rock, very fast and very aggressive, and I'm here for it.
It sounds really melodic and sweet. I like it.
I know, right? It sounds adorable.
The Midnight's live record, Red, White, and Bruised, that's going to be a real tongue twister for me, is out now. So get a taste of their live show wherever you listen to your tunes. It sounds like a new album is coming up soon as well. Otherwise, catch Tim and Tyler, The Midnight, live in Sydney at the Enmore on February 29th, in Brisbane at the Tivoli on March 1st, and over 2 nights in Melbourne at the Forum on the 2nd and the Prince Band Room on the 3rd of March. Tim, thanks for coming in today and having a chat with us and telling us all about what we can expect on the new record.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. This was a blast. I hope I didn't ramble too much. And yeah, I'm really excited. Tyler's sorry he couldn't make it. There were some scheduling issues, but thank you so much for having me. And we can't wait to visit Australia again. It's going to be fantastic to connect with everyone there. And yeah, expect a brand new Midnight album in around the fall time, 2024. New album.
I'm excited. I'm very excited.
Thank you. I'm excited too.